it's not giving wife, okay? It's giving pump and dump. Don't even pump, because the last thing you want to do is lay up and have a baby with this broad. It's giving scroll past, okay? Swipe, what is it, left or right? I'm not on these dating apps, okay? Swipe where you're disregarding the heifer.
I wish that more women adopted the idea that men are just for fun. Like they just something to do in the meantime, in between time. Like these are not lifelong goals. Like having a man should not be a life. Like listen to that. My goal is to be married to a man. That is so easily accomplishable. You can go do that literally tomorrow. Like what? Your goal is to be married to a man? That I feel like having that as a goal will derail your life so bad. It derailed mine. Yeah, so bad. And I'm talking about deep in it. I'm talking about in love since I was 15. Who does that? What do you even know about love when you're 15? What do you know about anything? What do you know? We are literally just girls. Like, we are learning so much stuff. It's very overwhelming. Like, our circadian rhythms is just all over the place. We have cycles. And don't be a Cancer because now you're also in cycles with the moon. It's a lot to also have to worry about a man. They are so needy. Y'all. Like, they need your attention. And I just cannot handle that no more. Like, even the older man who wanted to give me some money, why are you calling me and texting me talking about I want to see... No, leave me alone. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hang out with you. You're not cool. You're the lesser of the species. Why are you bothering me?
If she don't sound like a toddler, why are you bothering me? Like, girl, grow up. This broad, she does a lot of misandry content. Like, this is her whole thing. Talking crazy about men, saying that men are the lesser species, just a bunch of nonsense. I'm looking at this and I'm just like, girl, who hurt you? Clearly, I guess her ex-husband hurt her. You got these broads that'll get hurt and then they'll come online and be like, oh my God, men are so terrible. And it's just like, sis, that's your experience. The man you chose, the man you laid up with, gave you that experience. And this is that stupid black and white thinking. I had a bad experience with a man, therefore man bad, women good. No, that's not how it is. Good people good, bad people bad. Becoming a bad person because you got with a bad person, well, you are what you attract. So becoming a bad person after, going through this experience and saying like, you just want to be able to take money from men. And then why are you talking about you want to see me? Just give me the money. But you call men needy. See, this is the crazy part. Women are really out here projecting their own nonsense onto men, talking about how men are so needy. Humans in general need attention. If you got with a man that you really like, and see, this is the part. They talk about men that they don't like, so that's why they feel this way. But if you were to get with a man that you really liked, like you loved that man, you loved him down, he was fine, he was everything under the sun, he looked the way you wanted him to look, girl, you would be needy for that time just the same. These broads, they will deal with men that they don't actually like and then be like, ugh, he's so needy. Men are so needy. No, you just don't like this man. So that's why you don't like his company. That's why you view it as needy. Whereas anybody else in that predicament with somebody that they like would say, oh, we just spending time. But no, you look at it as, oh, he's needy because you don't like him. I'm not a big stickler for marriage with the state. Okay, you guys already know that. As long as you have a committed relationship, especially if you are bringing kids into this world, I'm gonna need y'all to be two-parent household. Okay, I'm gonna need y'all to be working together to raise them kids, pay them bills, make sure that, house and home is kept. I'm gonna need y'all to work together as a team to make sure that your child or children are growing up in a stable household. Doesn't matter if you sign contracts with the government or not. As long as you got two-parent household, y'all are making things work, then I have no beef. And I don't know her marriage situation. He could have been a menace. Okay, he could have been an absolute menace, or she could have been a menace. And now she's getting on here and telling us how bad her ex-husband was. When you're in a committed relationship, you're gonna go through ups and downs. You're not gonna be happy all the time. You're not gonna like that person the whole entire time. You're gonna go up and down, okay? Not just in the bedroom, but through life. You're gonna go up and down. We have to be able to see past that and understand that we're working towards something and be open to working through those problems. Now, understand, if you are in a relationship with somebody that does not want to work with you and things like that, and it is becoming detrimental, yes, do what you have to do. A lot of people are getting on these social medias thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, and then they're looking at their relationship and thinking, oh, well, it's not like this this Instagram post that I saw, so that means he doesn't love me that much. And then they're really ruining their relationships over some nonsense, over something that is fabricated. I'm gonna give y'all the tea. A lot of those videos that you see about the boyfriend did this to surprise me on the birthday, guess what? The broad planned all of it. The broad put it all together, went to the Dollar Tree, got the little fake rose petals, laid it out herself, and then just had the man stand there. Like, yes, some of it might be true where the man is putting in all this work, but a lot of times it's calculated and created by the woman. She was designing it to make sure it was Instagram ready. Y'all are comparing your relationships to things that are fabrications. They're not real life. I don't like pushing this message, this single baby mama lifestyle. Yes, there are situations where women become single mothers and they tried their best to keep their marriage together. They tried their best, but they have an unwilling participant. I understand that. I'm not talking about those women. I'm talking about the ones that they go through whatever it is that they're going through, and then they want to get out here and demonize marriage because they had a bad experience. Okay, it's your situation, not marriage altogether, your situation. Just like men who will get out here and say all women are gold diggers. No, you're just chronically online. And a lot of the time, the men that say the women are gold diggers have no gold to dig. That's a whole nother conversation. Marriage shouldn't be the goal. Like, you want to get married? Like, just because it didn't work out for you doesn't mean it's not something beautiful for someone else. Having a family and being married, yeah, that could be a goal because a lot of people do get fulfillment out of having their family, out of having a man that they love, out of having a woman that they love, and being able to go home to that person and just be at peace. Like, there are people that genuinely have that. Yes, it is a proper goal, and there's nothing wrong with it. Women like this who shame other women for wanting marriage, they're just bitter broads, and they want you to join the bitter broad brigade, okay? And I'm telling you, don't do that, because you're gonna end up miserable just like these heifers.
I don't think that I would be bad at being a wife. I think that all men are bad at being husbands. There's no man that deserves to have me as their wife. There's no man that deserves to reap the benefits of that. That's why I don't want to get married. It's not because I wouldn't be a good wife. I would be a great wife. It always gave wife. But you men, it never gave husband. So why would I go and husband y'all up? Everybody likes to talk about getting wifed up. I'm not husbanding up y'all because y'all are not worth husbanding up. Y'all are not worth it. Y'all are embarrassing. You're an embarrassment. Why would I ever get married to a man and then allow him to go out into the world and embarrass me? Y'all are embarrassing enough without that fucking band around y'all hand, like a fucking handcuff. As soon as y'all put that shit on, y'all feel trapped, stuck, and confined. And y'all feel the need to break out that shit. I would never do that to y'all. I love y'all too much to ever confine you. Go be free. Go be free. Go be free who you want to be. Just, you're not coming around me with that bullshit. Hell nah. I don't got time for it. So no, wife material, shit material. And that's the problem.
Girl, look at how you're coming on here. You do not sound like wife material. You sound insufferable. I'm so great. It's you. Nobody wants to be around somebody that's like that. It's giving, I'm not accountable. It's giving, I never look in the mirror. It's giving, no self-awareness. So this whole idea, it's you. Y'all are just like, girl, ew. Your personality is trash. I'm not wondering why you had a failed marriage now. Seeing how you're behaving, how you're talking, it's not giving wife, okay? It's giving pump and dump. Don't even pump, because the last thing you want to do is lay up and have a baby with this broad. It's giving scroll past, okay? Swipe, what is it, left or right? I'm not on these dating apps, okay? Swipe where you're disregarding the heifer. If a man were to come on here and say these exact same things, y'all broads would be in such an uproar, because men have come out and said things like this, and these same heifers be angry. These same heifers would get mad. How dare you say women are lesser than? But then they uplift content like this. Honestly, I feel like going back to her other videos, she said that women should treat men like a fun time. Women want to be men. I'm convinced. The whole feminist movement was, how can we be more like men? Every time you listen to these broads, they talk about how men do this, men do that. We should be able to do this too. You just want to be a man, okay? You just want to be a man. And hiding that under the guise of feminism. You cannot empower women by saying, be more like a man. You're empowering masculinity, manhood, when you say stuff like that. But they can't put two and two together.
Lately, I've been seeing a lot of discourse about women not knowing if they want to have kids or not, and I can't really answer that question for you, to be honest. But I can definitely give you a couple reasons why you shouldn't have kids, that I see women having them a lot for and then regret it later. The first one is that you need to find the love that you never had growing up. You think that having a kid, you're going to get this unconditional love, and you are, but it's absolutely not the same kind of love that you're looking for, because it's the kind of love that you pour into a lot and you don't get much back.
I agree with that. I agree with that. You should not be going into having children to try to get love that you were supposed to get as a child from your parents. That's weird.
You're going to be the mother or father, so you cannot expect your kid to love you like a mother or father would. Like, I just think that's a recipe for disaster. To try to save a relationship. If your relationship is already in a rocky place, the chances of it failing after you have a kid is much greater than if your relationship is flourishing and it's nurtured and it's healthy. Kids make everything harder, and if you have expectations of your partner that they are already not doing, and then you add a kid onto that, the expectations are going to become greater and they are going to become more overwhelmed. The pressure is going to get worse, and you're not going to have the relationship that you think that you're going to have after children.
And that's true. Okay, we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay, she might be a menace, but in this video, she's absolutely right, at least so far. I don't know what she's going to say next. Stop having babies to try to fix a relationship. Having children makes things way more difficult because guess what? You're going to be looking at your child. You're going to be looking at how the other person is interacting with that child. And some things might not rub you the right way. You might think, hey, we need to do this. Oh, no, we need to do that. It's very hard to compromise on children because that is your baby. Even with me and Justin, we be going back and forth sometimes about rearing our children because I see one thing one way, he sees it another way. And so we're both struggling with that because it's our baby. We want what's best. We both want what's best. And when we see it two different ways, reconciling that can be very difficult. So do not think that having a child is going to fix your relationship. No, it's going to make it more difficult. You already have to have a solid bond with the person that you are having babies with. You have to have a foundation there before you even think about having kids. I agree with this point. First of all, that's selfish. That's selfish to put that burden of fixing your relationship on a child. And it's going to show in how you treat that child, especially as they get older and they're able to understand things. That's going to be very detrimental to that child. And guess what? They're going to grow up with these same deficiencies, feeling like their parents didn't love them the way they should have been loved. And then they're going to go out probably thinking the same stupid nonsense that they got to get with somebody to fix something, or thinking that having children is going to fix things. You're just creating a cycle of trauma that seems never ending.
A lot of the times the relationship is put way at the bottom of the priority list because now the kid is way at the top. This is what I see a lot. Because who's going to take care of you when you get older? Your kid could very well hate your guts when you get older. You could never hear from this kid again. The kid can grow up, become an adult, decide that they do not like you. They don't like how you raise them. They have a bunch of resentment towards you and move to Acapulco. I don't know. But you having a kid because you're hoping that that child will help take care of you in your old age is absolutely ridiculous. You cannot bet all your bottom dollars on that. Of course, I would never send my mom to a home because my mom is that girl. But yeah, you cannot bet your lucky stars on having a child take care of you in your old age.
Okay, she cooking in this video. I ain't gonna lie. I thought she was gonna say something crazy, but she's absolutely right. That is extremely selfish. Thinking that you're gonna bring children in this world so they can take care of you when you get older. That mentality, it's gonna permeate throughout your interaction with that child, even as they are a child. Not even just when you're old in age. Think about that whole trope of, the mom sitting there, the remote control is right there, and she's calling the kids to go hand her the remote control. It's the same type of, you're here to serve me. And that's weird. This isn't an argument against chores because I think that taking care of the house and home should be a group effort. I'm not saying that your children should not have chores, but then again, you're not doing that for me. You're doing that for the collective, for the home. But when you have these parents that have these babies because they want them to take care of them, it was in my misogynist video where this one broad, and I'll insert a clip here so you guys can see, where she said, "You're not keeping my house clean." Like, no, it's supposed to be our house.
Take care of my 5 and 6-year-old, let alone keeping my house clean.
Okay, we're supposed to be doing this together. When you're not taking care of my kids, like, bitch, those are your kids. It's like the mentality that you go into these things, you're not supposed to be having these children so they can do things for you. When they get older and they start contributing to the household, they're doing that for the household. It's not just for you. It's for themselves as well, the collective of the home. So I agree 1000%. Stop having these babies because you want them to take care of you when you get older. Because guess what? Having that mentality is the very reason why they won't take care of you. You end up in a home.
This one I see a lot coming from men is to leave my legacy. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but a lot of time men say this shit to women like, why do you want to have a kid so bad? Because I can leave my legacy. If you're not the king of fucking England, you don't have a legacy. I don't understand what you're talking about. Your name is not a legacy. If you're not ready to be a parent and be everything to that child and raise that child, like, you should want to have a kid. You want to raise a child to be a functioning member of society, to be a good person, to have a good life. Like, those are my goals with my children. Like, y'all be talking about this legacy. What legacy? Y'all ain't got no legacy.
See, I think we're overgeneralizing what a legacy is. It doesn't have to be the king or queen of England to be a legacy. That goes into how you raise your child, how you rear them so that they can become productive people in society. That could be the legacy. You know, my kids, they don't go to jail. They have families of their own where they stick together. My kids, they do. That's still a legacy. That's the family name. Even me looking back and saying like, hey, my parents are still together. My grandparents were still together. That is a legacy. So we shouldn't just conflate legacy with, you know, you have to be like of great importance. No, it's still a legacy. And I think oftentimes when we say that, it's more so just like your family name, your DNA, your existence. But you can't just go around willy-nilly like Nick Cannon, just leaving a bunch of legacies all around the country. You have to be willing to put in the work to rear that child, or else your legacy is going to end up in prison. Okay, your legacy is going to end up a Pookie or Ray Ray, a bitter broad brigade member. That's not a legacy. You're just bringing people into this world and then not giving them the resources to do better, to be better. So I don't have an issue with the legacy part, but if you're not willing to put in the effort to nurture that legacy, don't have kids. I agree with that sentiment. Her whole thing against marriage and misandry towards men, I don't agree with that, but I think in this video she did pretty good. Okay, her reasons were pretty solid. But y'all, what I want you guys to take away from this is don't let bitter people online convince you that down is up and up is down. Okay, there are good men and women out there. We can find each other, but we're not going to be able to find each other if we're chronically online. You have people that are online all the time. Like, it's not even their job. They're just online all the time. And this is all they see. They feed their mind with just misandry, or they feed their mind with misogyny. They feed their mind with a bunch of garbage. And then they go out into the real world expecting what they see online to be what's in reality, and that's not the case. So they end up building that reality through their interactions, through who they attract, through the situations that they put themselves in. You have to touch grass. Most people out here are not these menaces to society like we say they are online. Most women are not out here gold digging. A lot of women are out here hustling, trying to work multiple jobs, just want to be in a relationship where there's loyalty, you know, and they're not sitting here saying that they need to have all their bills paid. Like, most women are not moving that way. And the ones that are again, like I said, chronically online. Understand what you're watching, okay? It's okay to consume, you know, these TikToks, Instagram, YouTube. It's okay to consume it, but go touch grass every now and again and come back to reality. Because if you just inundate yourself with all this negativity, all of this misandry, hatred of man, misogyny, hatred of women, if you just inundate yourself with all of that, then yeah, you're gonna have a skewed version of reality, and it's not gonna be based on what's really happening in your hometown. So go touch grass, okay? I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. How do you feel about these videos? Do you agree with her that men are trash and that women are amazing and that marriage to a man is just, it's an ick? Or do you agree with me where it's like, go touch grass? I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. If you like the content, like the content. The more you interact with it, the more it gets pushed out into the algorithm. If you're feeling a little extra generous, the link is in the description to buy me a coffee. Thank you guys so much. I will see y'all with the next one. Deuces.